Are we back live? We ready? All right. Guys, sorry, we're running a little bit behind. Had phone calls, but, okay, so, we'll go through your budget. We met with Baker Tilly this morning. And you guys are, according to Baker Tilly, to leave your levy where it's at, we have to get down to $550,000 max to leave your levy where it's at.
By leaving the levy where it's at, that means that we won't have to take dollars from the general fund or other funds to fund the park.
Yeah, and so, there's some confusion about shifting the 1117 in, because it actually did all hit the levy. And so it will hit the levy if we leave it like this. So we're going to have to provide them with an estimate of what the receivables will be and then reduce the levy accordingly. But, your levy is set at 504. Yeah. And so that's where we got the 550 minus the 50. So that's, because we are 40, was it 48, 38, 48? I can't remember. I think it was 48, right? Was the estimated receivables from last year. So that's where we're at. So, I mean, just kind of giving you the high level, and then we can let you go through this as much as you'd like to, and then we can discuss amongst ourselves and see where we all land. But that's, you guys asked for nearly a 40+% increase in your budget. So, and pulling from the general fund is going to be tough. We're already million plus over budgeted in the general fund. So, we still haven't figured all that out because we have some things we got to work out with Hume Bridge and other things. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I wanted to give you the update that we got from Baker Tilly. You do have a little bit of an ending balance, but not much. I mean, so you do carry over something if you did, use up some of your money you had, because you guys benefited from the max levy increase last year. You benefited from that. All that was left in your fund. You guys have that money that was extra $80-some thousand and change. So you've built your fund up. Plus they transferred the 117,000 that was left in the 11.7. Did I say that? It says 11.17, but it was 117 too, wasn't it? 115. Okay. I thought that said that backwards, but it's a little over 100 and some kind of team. I don't have that exactly in front of me, but yeah. So you guys have built up a balance. You could spend off of some of them, but to create a balanced budget where it doesn't impact the levy, it's that. And then we would have to do an additionals next year if you wanted to pull some of your reserves, basically. Does that make sense? Anybody else have anything they want to add to that before we let these guys jump into this stuff? Perfect.
What are these claims? How's that fit into what we're discussing today? Like,
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
the sheet that we got on these outstanding claims, unappropriated monies, the 10,000 in auto and
Those are the deductible accounts.
deductibles.
Those are the deductibles, the funds that were set up for the deduct. That's really, I mean, they do have one, but that really has nothing to do with their budget. It comes out of the general fund.
I'm curious.
Okay. Sorry. No, go ahead, guys, unless anybody else has anything else they'd like to add. All right, sorry. Go ahead. Jump in. Just if you want to go down through, I mean, how would you like to do this? I mean, we can ask questions. We can.
Yeah, I wanted to jump to one just really quickly.
Sure.
I wanted to see what you guys had for rental repairs on that line.
What line, fund number or line number is it?
802-3000.06.
25,000 and change.
25,000.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be 2,575. So sorry about that. That was a big mistake on my end, but that's the only one of those that I had.
Yeah, I looked at that when I got over there. I went,
Yep, I
sounds-
saw that.
that
I saw
sounds
that
wrong.
going over it. I was
That's a
like,
good
what
way
is
to
going
start
on?
goodwill. Hey, here's
So we're gonna-
25,000.
So on
Now we can use it.
3,000.06, we're gonna reduce that line by 22,500. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
22,500. I just need to make sure these ladies over here get it because they're the keeper of the numbers. Um,
Starting with everybody's pay, I increased basically everybody's pay, full timers at least by 0.04%, just a raise to keep up with inflation. And then I did add a full timer slot for Jim Hale. He's a great dude. He works very hard. I know that this is, we need to find the budget for it either way, but he comes out he's always the first one to emergencies. He gives a lot of time for free. He doesn't mean to, or he means to, and I try to get him to clock in for it, but he's always goes above and beyond. He does almost all the important stuff at the park. He's the one who cuts most of the wood, especially during the emergencies. He does all the signs. So I was wanting to get him on full time if I possibly could.
Did you add a separate line for him?
I did, yes.
1,017.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
And I know some of these numbers are kind of skewed because you pulled the 1117 over into here. And so that skews several of these numbers. You also added your insurance back in, which we haven't fully completed that discussion. But a couple departments did, couple didn't. So
What did you say, the percentage raise? That's not calculating 4%.
25, 7,
4%, I believe.
25.
That's not what it's showing from the 26 amended to the current is not 4%. Like,
less than.
it's like 1%. Unless I'm calculating wrong.
Well, I know we,
Which one?
this is what meeting, I think. This is what.
Well, I guess I'm looking at superintendent. Maybe I need to look at
The
another.
Superintendent pay actually went down.
Yeah, you gave yourself a pay decrease.
On my line, it says 52,000 for 2026 and then to
Mm-mm.
2027.
55,389.
Did you go by the budget that was submitted, the long sheet that was submitted
did.
last year? Yeah, you should have, that's why we sent you guys budgetary status. so you
Oh,
can
Lord.
write it.
Okay,
And the Wagner-Irwin Shealy report that went out to all department heads would have showed you what the midpoint is for every
Yeah.
position.
I thought when we were in the,
Yeah, when I look at the secretary position, it's more like 3.4%.
where's the?
Yeah, it's like 3.4%.
We had the meeting.
this is the one that we're working on when we have the meeting.
The groundskeeper
This
building
is
maintenance
Including.
midpoint
Uh,
is $40,036.
I don't think we need to be discussing midpoint at this point. We're $1 million over budget.
Well, I'm just saying they budgeted higher than midpoint.
What we need to adjust.
Clean some of these up sometime.
Yeah, because I didn't.
Yeah, and then each one looks a little different, to be honest with you, Kate. Maybe it's because you use the numbers that
I'm-
you
I'm
use
sure that-
old numbers,
Yeah.
you know, and not the most up to date. Because when I go to that grounds crew position, it's actually closer to that 3.99.
Yeah, I
Closer
think
to
it's
that word.
just my position that, you said that the secretary.
Secretary was 3.4.
Yeah. Uh,
So, yeah, it's slightly off on some of them.
But we'll give you grace since this is really your first.
Yeah,
Apologies for
Not a
that.
problem. We'll give you grace.
We'll deduct it from your salary. We'll keep it at 55,103 and I know, I'm just, your punishment is we'll keep it with what you asked.
I was going to offer to, I was actually going to forfeit my raise if I could to try and maybe help get Jim on full-time, if that's at all possible.
I gotta be honest, I'm not sure what we're gonna do with raises, but with as far off as we are now, everybody may be in the boat where we're not looking at
Yeah.
one this year. Just because of the positions we're in.
And I'd also
To answer your
mention,
Question, if raises are given, then you can't forfeit his.
I can't do.
all Pat Bs will be paid the same.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that was, we took some.
You can donate your money back to the county and your fund if you want to, but that's about all you can do. Cause actually we had a council member do that one. Donated their payback. But yeah, because we pay by class, we have to pay each class, each person in that same class, the same amount.
There we go.
A day, well, I like
Too
it.
easy.
Without pay.
Without, actually, his salary, so that's probably.
It's accurate.
Yeah.
That's, that could happen. Okay. Back to the heart of it. I mean, it's big numbers, I know, to try to look at. Is there anywhere else you can, other than that one mistaken number? Is there anything else you can see? I mean, I'm looking down through here. And,
Part-time secretary, we were wanting to, and also the part-time grounds crew as well. I could see us probably giving up 20,000 even in part-time grounds crew, or the part-time secretary. I think we could cut it down to 8,000. Maybe.
I think we can probably look at the part-time grounds crew if we reduce maybe the areas that we mow a little bit. Doesn't have to be a lot to add it to a lot.
That's what I'm.
One mower width all the way around the park is lots of hours. And it would not, there may be areas there, someone's gonna have to give.
We've already started in doing that as well, just trying to formulate a plan of mowing a little bit less and maybe beautifying some areas with stuff that doesn't need to be mowed all the time. So
I think we can reduce some.
The old soccer field's all dead and underwater. Can you just, turn that into a garden for the community?
Water garden
No, well, it is a water garden, but I mean a vegetable garden for the,
back.
There were some of these that went up a bunch. They're not big accounts, but like the janitor supplies went up to 5,000. Building materials went up by 8,000. Plumbing went up by 1,500.
I think a lot of those used to be in the 11-17.
Okay, so those were
Just brought it-
expenses in the 11-17
Yeah,
that were offset by that 48,000.
yeah. And
So the 48,000 is not a valid number then, because that was gross receipts and we didn't take out the
Well,
expenses.
the 48,000 was the expected revenue from last year.
Right.
That's how we get the 500 plus the 50.
Nope.
17,000 that was in that fund came into this fund,
Mhm.
along with the expenses that came from that.
Yep.
fund.
So that,
Yeah, I got you. My point was the income was 48,000.
Yeah.
We took that off the top and we didn't talk about these expenses. So what really, it's not saving 48,000. We got less than
No.
that.
so the levy has this at 504 plus the 48. Basically, that's how you get to the 550.
But it's not 48. That's my point. If there's expenses, that fund had 48,000 coming in. Janitor supplies of 5, building of 8, plumbing of 3. That's $15,000. So it's really like 30. You follow am I missing something here?
The expenses came over with it.
The
That's what I'm saying.
17,000 in revenue came over.
That was just the.
Yeah,
Or the
the
reserve.
50,000 in revenue come over, but the 30,000 in expenses comes over too. That's why we can add a $500,000 for the levy plus the 48,000 is how Baker Tilly gets us to the 550 as the top
Okay.
number. Because if we took out that 48 and we took out their expenses, then the top number would only be 500 before it impacted.
Okay,
the levy.
I still either I'm missing.
So
it
the
or
expenses
everybody
were
else
less
is
than the
missing it.
revenue.
Yeah,
That's how they.
the revenue is 48. The expenses were 15 roughly.
Yeah,
Oh, I think there was.
they were more than that,
Okay.
but
More than that.
So then how are we just saying it's dropping 48 off the top?
I'm not sure where the dropping 48 comes from. Because we're not dropping anything. They budgeted last year in their fund, they budgeted 490 in this fund.
Yeah,
And then I'm trying to find 1117. Is it
No.
still in here? It's not in
Not
here.
in there.
How much was, well, I'll look in last year's. Because it was budgeted for last year too. That's why. Oops, went too far. I'm gonna look back to see if I,
okay. Look at this real quick, okay?
Uh-huh.
It says receipts 504, disbursements 691. The 691 is the budget, correct?
We budget 32,000 out of that fund that for this year. And then I moved the remaining balances.
so,
Initially, it started with 32,200.
Which is the 48 minus those expenses roughly.
so what you've got to look at is we last year budgeted 490,000 in the 1179.
Yeah,
And we budgeted 32,000 in the 1117.
Yeah.
And so they had a total budget of 520.
yeah.
To not have an impact on the levy, they could budget up to 550 this year, which is the levy of 500,000 plus the 48,000 gets us to the 550.
And what you were thinking about led me to the question about what if they don't bring in that 48,000 that we discussed earlier? with you?
Okay, all right.
Because then that's where that reserve is what would help, because they
So-
probably have,
On this, it doesn't
over
reflect the
$200,000
48,
in
it doesn't
reserve.
reflect the 48,000.
It does
We're
not.
going to bring it, but their expenses are over here.
yes.
Okay, now I'm good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their budgeted expenses, not their actual, they're budgeted.
Now we're good.
That's-
Okay.
That's where, because we basically married two funds.
We did.
together, and that's how I
And
can
the
see. that-
expenses came over, but not the income on this sheet.
Not the income.
Now
exactly.
I'm, okay, there we go.
That 48 extra thousand, that's what Paige had to make
Now I'm good.
a note of, because that's why it would impact the levy if we left it this way.
Okay.
Because yeah, when we go to turn in the budget to the state, we'll actually turn in a budget about that 500
So
change.
as you're talking about this, they give refunds daily. The $50,000.
Yeah.
So you have to remember of your $48,000 that you're bringing in as revenue. You're also
How much of it,
taking out of that.
how much of it goes back?
I wish they would do away with it, but it's a lot of work.
It's,
Is that $50 deposit that they get refunded?
Like.
We've talked about-
Closed out the rental, the 1117, they give now 28,815 at minimum refund, and then they gave out 11 for the end of days.
We talked about doing away
You got a
with it.
budget for that?
I wouldn't be opposed.
Yeah, you can't, it just comes out of that.
no, and you can't hold it because we receive money, we have to deposit it
If it's
every
coming
day.
out of 1179, it has to be budgeted somewhere. Where are you gonna pay
No,
it?
not a
It's
refund.
appropriated.
Not a refund. A refund.
It just
they
comes
already-
out of that same line item?
It just
Okay.
comes out, yeah, it just comes out of unappropriated because you can't, it's a refund.
Yeah, Yeah, it's gonna be messy.
You don't exactly enjoy the process side.
No, because you guys send it to us, then we have to put it in two different systems and they cut the check and they mail the check.
Yeah,
It's a lot of work.
it's a pain.
yeah.
I don't think anybody's going to be opposed to doing away with it.
Well, I went out at one time,
I did.
I did at one time, nobody was even checking to see.
Yeah, I know.
if it was even damage done.
Yeah.
I had talked to the park board, but they wanted to, can't remember what Terry said. They wanted to make sure that we would have something just in case if a small damage had happened. Something along those lines, which we do sometimes, but
Yeah, but $50 doesn't cover much anymore, does it?
No, and I guess the real question is, and I don't have the answer because I don't think I've really ever asked, how many times have we had to use that?
not one time. Not one time.
I can't
The
remember the
Rangers, the
one.
Rangers look over it and I think the most we've had at least that we've caught, there's sometimes the staples that happen, but.
On the walls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but some people will sometimes come in the night and kick open that door, the doors like to the bathrooms down the stairs. And we've been able to fix it pretty easily. We don't use because that's not part of nobody's renting it and then kicking the door open, you know, it's usually just people who
That's just
come at
maintenance.
night, you know, that's that's maintenance, so.
Sounds like it's more than $50 in your labor.
Oh, it's-
Labor and your
Yeah,
labor.
it is.
Hey, Chad, is the goal to get down to the 550? If it is,
Unless the council's willing to,
well, if it is, we still have 93,500 to go.
I know.
'Cause
We have more
they've-
than that actually, but yeah.
Well, to get to 550, they've already cut 47.5 out of those three lines that I talked about.
I didn't get those. They definitely want to cut how much? Because we have 200,000 we have to,
They
we have,
said that they would take part-time secretary down to 8,000.
So that's
Okay, so that's
five.
5,000.
Ground crews down
Wait a
to
minute,
That's 25
Yep.
cut,
8,000 part-time secretary.
22.5.
8,000 for part-time ground crew.
Right.
it's 20,000,
And then the correction of the 25 was 75.
22, 22.5.
I have 47.5 cuts, but,
Yep, you're right.
and if you take that off the 691 they requested, we have 93,500 to go to get to the 550. So can you find 93,000 more to cut?
It's, so what, basically it's the six,
Insurance out there, 60.
it's the 690. It's the 690.
I know where that's coming from. I
But
said, I don't
it's-
know where the cuts are gonna come from.
Oh, where the cuts are gonna come from. Okay, I thought you didn't know where
No,
the
I
number.
know, I know
was.
that.
And improve.
Well, he's asking for an additional employee.
I think that's gonna have to be a consideration, your additional employee.
Gone.
Your additional employee you need to look at probably. That's
We have
up to
not
you.
discussed.
That's half of
We
it.
have not.
That's half of what's needed.
Yeah.
You guys need to articulate that if that's
I'm trying to see how it went up other than the insurance, because the insurance is up, it's half of that.
You got the previous year, or are you looking at 17? Or at 11?
I'm not looking at 1117.
Building and equipment insurance is 50,000.
What's that?
Building and equipment insurance,
No, that was, that was, that was in
$68. That's new.
1179. No, it was in 1179 in actual.
that's 25,
Would,
It was in 25.
but not in 26.
It wasn't budgeted. We remember we zeroed that stuff out last year.
Oh, we took the building and equipment
Yeah,
insurance
we took
and the
all of
group
that.
insurance.
Yeah, we
Okay.
took all those
I'm-
things
I'm-
out last
I'm
year.
with you. So there's 80,000.
And the work comp.
Yeah,
So you
30,
took out, yeah, we took out those and work comp. That's,
So
that's the majority of the increase. They put it back.
in the ground.
if we took out 35,000 from seasonal grounds crew and then brought the part-time secretary to 5,000 instead, I mean, it still would be a gap, I know, but it's a little bit more work towards the goal. Yes.
Part-time ground crew down to 50, what would you say?
We said 30.
I think. he said.
We could possibly do 50. It's just, yeah, we'll have a lot.
I mean, you've already spent
period.
58 this year.
Exactly.
Huh?
You've already spent 58
I
this year
know,
through
I know.
July. So
Uh,
I'm just telling, I mean, we still have, we have a solid, what, 3 months left of,
I would probably.
and even at that, we've spent
I've-
58. and we've-
I suggest 70.
70.
I would suggest 70. If you've already spent 58,
Snow and stuff too, I'm assuming they went out during winter as well.
Yeah, we usually have
And who knows?
one part-timer for the winter season, and then the rest are our full-time grounds crew.
I mean, the thing is you guys used to put all that under one line item and you did 146,000 and 25. You separated it out and it went to, in this budget, you have it at 100 plus, you have 220 total budgeted and you spent 146 in 2025.
We had 3 full-timers before and we have 3 full-time. Now this is I'm adding the 4th one, of course, but we had those 3 full-timers before.
Didn't they have a lot of part-timers to get the big pay jump? Wouldn't that be part of that?
How?
Well, not all of it, Chad, but part of it.
I think that's why he's suggesting we can reduce that court time,
Yes.
like, because.
Yeah,
he's
I
adding
think
a
we
full-time.
can.
Yeah.
In the winter-
all
in
I
the
know
winter,
is,
we
like I
mostly have
said-
our full-timers anyways, so.
In 2025, you guys had those 3 full-timers and the part-timers and they were all under that one line item.
Mhm.
And you spent 146,000. In this budget, you budgeted, not taking the reduction, 260,000.
When I got.
Putting the extra position plus that 100,000 there.
When I got here at least, we only had like, two part-timers. One of them was like a year-round part-timer. That's what I was saying. We had 1 year for the, that one that would stay in the winter. And then we had, another one who was just for the, like, summer to fall season. I
And
don't
we
know if that would equate any of it at
and we
all,
know
but
what was not getting done when staff was
Yeah,
that low.
how many times did I hear from a lot of people, the park looks like crap?
yeah.
Well, the park looked like crap because we didn't have the employees.
Yeah,
take care of
the
it.
full, we need the full timers. You know, so adding the one full timer help. He's doing full-time work now.
He does like,
But
he works
I-
for 2
the
people.
part-time, we could reduce it more. We just have, anytime you reduce a budget, no matter what the department is, the service is gonna go down if you're already running close to the bottom line anyway.
At part-time, what's he make now?
Pardon me?
How much does he make now at part-time? position?
18.
18, so that's really, you're not gonna reduce it by 40,000, you're only gonna reduce it by what, 28,000? Right,
Probably less than that, because you're looking at the number of.
Yeah.
right, so we do say no to that, it's still not gonna be.
What did you said to take the part-time grounds down to, from 100 to 70? Were there other changes you mentioned? Part-time secretary, was it still down 5 or was it more than that?
Chad, there's not enough in there to give you, giving a new employee and without raise. Per has to be 28,737. That's just per. And they've got 25 in here, so.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say, you guys had an employee and didn't up any of your retirement, social security, any of that either. So you guys have actually undervalued that. And so, before we even get into that, so,
Well, let's look at maybe some of the other things, land
Yeah.
improvements. We could probably reduce that. I don't think we have a particular project we're looking at right now. Or anything that's gonna need that amount. Any major projects would take a lot more than that amount anyway.
It's just,
That would be,
that's not like, we don't just use that. Like land improvements can mean a lot of things and we've already had to use a lot of that budget this year for just being able to keep the park running.
and the thing you have to consider is when you bring on a full-time employee, you bring on all of the peripherals that go with it.
everything to go with. it.
Did,
So we insurance, and we average what, $23,000 per employee cost of insurance? $23,000 per employee cost of insurance, so that technically would
So that
probably have to.
60,000 he's got is. not
Yeah,
enough.
is not enough. I mean, and
Classification of part-time employees.
Could
And
you have to speak up, Tom?
that part-time, that reclassification of part-time employees. And then changing the hourly rate on those classifications.
Like that.
Well, if we want a guy that would be full-time, if we have a classification for him, it's a higher pay rate. We're not gonna be paying him the benefits. He gets paid more.
But we still have to be very mindful of it. That makes so much of a 52 week, right? Part-time, to be considered full-time. If you make-
Less than 28 hours a week.
It's 28 hours. I don't think it matters money, but it's 28 hours.
Yes, you have to average 28 hours.
Or
a week
less,
For the
yeah.
52 weeks. If you average more than that, then you're considered full-time.
Right, yeah.
So you have to do that. And then again, because we pay by class
Yeah.
and part-time is a class.
And on there's Medicare and their social security, it's 39,250,
Yeah, and you guys have
25,000.
25,000.
So full-time's added a lot. Did you adjust the group insurance, the health insurance up for another individual? Well, that's going to add quite a bit. That one person's affecting about 7 lines.
Yeah, unless the council's willing to increase the levy, I don't see how we add a position.
Well, it's a matter of how much increase.
How we balance their budget. And I'm like, Mike just said, I don't see where they went up so high, looking through
I don't
this.
see it.
Well, it's because of the insurance that we cut out last year and we gave them that. And then they shifted it because they were only they shifted their total employees by more than 6 figures. Because they were only paying in that 150 range, but now they're paying 4 people at 40,000 apiece for 160 plus 100,000 in part-time. So that's 260 versus 146. That's where the big difference is, Mike. Plus, then you throw the $92,000 in insurance in there.
So this
That's
is
the $200,000 difference.
That's not from 25.
last year, us giving
That's
everybody a
from
reprieve
25
on their
to
insurance is coming back to bite us
26,
in the
they
butt.
still had, they had 3
Yeah.
full-time employees at
Yep.
39,233
Mhm.
and 100,000 in part-time grounds crew. So that's 220,
Okay,
right? You're looking at 2025 numbers, Chad,
I'm looking at the actual spend.
right?
I'm looking at the actual spend, but what we budgeted last year, but that.
2025 actual, yeah.
Yes, and that's how they were able to add all that to last year's because we took away the insurance is what I was saying.
Gotcha.
That's how they were able to do that. And then they got the extra 80-some thousand in levy, which made that even more.
You're still about 83,000 over to get to the 550 that Baker Tilly recommended. And that doesn't include all the shortages that Debbie brought up with Social Security, perf, insurance. It'd probably be close to 100,000 when you add all those shortages up.
Does that count leaving that employee position in there or not? That new employee position? That includes.
Yes, that does include. So taking that position off would have that to being just 40,000.
Position off that lowers all the retirement.
It-
Shortages go. away.
Yeah,
And it's not gonna lower it the full $40,082 because he doesn't have that person on this list anywhere as part-time right now, and that's $18,000, right? So it's really only gonna take it down 22,000.
Because they're still paying them part.
They're still paying him part-time.
Yeah, so that we'd have to increase their part-time line back up is what you would say, right? If we took away that.
We'd have to add that person back in as part-time at or 22,000 or whatever it is.
so you'd still be about 60 shy.
I mean, the salaries are going to be some. The salary increase. Well, I mean, but we're only looking
In
at
general.
what, $10,000?
Yeah.
Give or take. So if we
We're-
dropped everybody
we're gonna
back,
have to fix them because you're gonna increase his.
yeah,
Quite a bit.
Because these numbers aren't right that he's over here, are they? So, but is it total still add up to the 690, whatever? The 691?
We don't.
So you're gonna be more or less with, when you correct it.
I don't know what it'll be.
Okay.
Increase his
you have to increase his, but then you're lowering everybody else's, so
What we decide on the part-time line, what we
We're
left
s-
it at.
I don't know that we've,
9,000.
I don't
We
know that
haven't.
we've completely landed on anything except for the one error made.
Seems like we were shooting for 80,000.
You talk about part-time ground crew,
Well, the
He said
the 80 is
70,000.
the insurance that they put back in that we took out
70,000 is
last
what he
year.
said.
I'm talking about reducing that 100,000 to 80 because.
That's the last he said.
Yeah, well, that's if I can get the full.
If you get the full time, then
Yeah,
we.
then I would reduce it down to 70,000. I just,
Okay.
if, that's if we can get that person full time, you know.
But that full-time employee costs, for a $40,000 employee costs 70,000.
I get the predicament, I just.
That's the flip side to the coin.
Yeah.
A $40,000 employee costs $30,000 in peripherals.
Yeah.
Benefits.
Yeah. And so that's,
Do we want to ask the auditors department to make these changes and bring us back a 1179 budget to look at that we can figure out on Friday?
You guys still have 23 minutes to
I mean, we
Well, that's
only,
true.
you know, the
tell us.
thing is,
It's hard to get the totals though when you,
Accurate totals.
yeah.
well, if the only thing he's cut out right now is 30 for the part-time, 5 for the secretary and the 2250, we're
But then we got to add in for
57.
for workers' comp and perf. It's hard to see what the total number is
Yeah, they're gonna have to add all that back in.
and change all the salaries.
But again,
Well, the rental repairs cut 22,500.
Right.
Messy.
I mean, the problem is the bulk of their budget is employees.
Yeah.
It's all employees. It's all employees and insurance. There's not, it's coming back to what are we gonna do? Increase their levy, which causes the general fund levy to get,
But we don't know how much exactly that is unless can we make that decision and estimate what that effect is on the general? Because in the past,
dollar for dollar. If we have to increase their budget by $100,000, then it takes $100,000 from the general. It's dollar for dollar. Because it shifts money from the general fund to the park levy. It's dollar for dollar. There's no calculation to be done. It's a dollar for dollar equivalent. So if we shift an extra $150,000 to their levy, it takes $150,000 away from the general fund levy. Yeah. That's the same thing we're gonna come when we make the decision on the Cume Bridge.
well, either way, it's going to just eat into our general fund balance,
Yes.
which we have, but we have to be careful about how much.
Well, that's the thing. It's trying to balance the budget and it's getting tougher by the second.
I think either way, we're going to be chipping into that general fund balance at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
If they approve, again, DLG, keep in mind, DLGF can deny our budget if we go too far outside of our budget.
But they do look at our balance.
Sorry,
They do look at our balance.
they do, but they can still deny it. They can still deny our budget and come
Not
back.
if we have a $10 million balance or
Not
not.
necessarily, I've seen them do it.
I was gonna say,
They're gonna
it's,
look at what they're gonna estimate what they think you're gonna get next year.
uh-huh,
Which is less.
it's just
and
even
they're gonna-
less.
They're gonna take all that in, even if you have a $10 million balance, they're gonna take all that into account before they approve.
So
that.
the only true workaround is to come back and do an additional.
Yeah.
But
Never done that.
yes, we have. That's what we were trying to hope to not do with your
Right.
plan, but that plan is,
That's always.
We ate into $1
Smoldering.
million pretty quick,
we
didn't
did,
we?
you should have done 3,
Yeah.
Shannon.
Well, I'm just gonna say it and I'm gonna make some people mad. Decisions that were made last year is coming back to bite us in the butt. I'm just gonna say it. And we're gonna have to figure it out. You can't, you can't move, take it out of here and put it out of general and then try to put it back and do all this stuff. But the decisions we made as a council is biting us in the butt. And we're gonna have to make the hard decisions to fix it.
I think the budget we made last year was sound. I just, we did some manipulations of things that were one time that is making it more complicated than the average year.
Well, I think with the highway department, they had a purpose for their money. With some of these other departments, they backfed it into adding employees and adding extra things instead of doing like one-time projects. And that's
As you
not your
know,
fault. It's just what happened.
adding employees is the biggest chunk of
Yeah. And so
anyone's
that's
budget.
What happened with some of these other departments is they backfed it into other not, the not reoccurring charges where the park or the highway department was the engineering for the bridge and it was a purpose and had a reason and they wasn't a reoccurring, sorry, not revolving, reoccurring charges. Some of the other departments created reoccurring charges that now, like Bobby says, have come back to bite us in the butt. Because those funds went to reoccurring charges instead of projects. Still have 15 minutes here,
Again,
guys.
giving you grace, Kate, because this is your first really big time budget. So giving you grace. I'm not putting a lot of blame on you. No,
Okay.
no,
No, we're just.
no.
Your budget happens to be the culmination of a lot of things.
I mean,
Yeah, you're good.
no fix
You're
it.
good.
We have
Merging
cuts or we
the
have to
two
take
together,
money from
plus
so
adding an additional
That's
employee,
it.
plus the tax levy appeal
either
that
make
brought in
cuts,
dollars
fix it,
and
or
I
take
mean,
money from the
your
general.
budget just happens to be where a
There's
lot
no
of,
fix it. That's the only
things
two
came together
fixes
at the same
for
time.
Mike,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
I get it.
And if we make cuts, do we cut the insurance out again? If we do that, then it just rolls back into the general fund and it's the
Well-
same thing as changing the levy.
You're right.
It's
It is.
it's a net sum zero.
3 years ago, we talked about that insurance number and it was way different than this. And we questioned where it came from. And
Yeah.
that $60,000 number, just like the $470,000 number in highway and the 175 in 911 was Shannon's best calculation. And I'm here to tell you that all that is a calculation based on the Cobra numbers given to us by Josh Estel, multiplied by the number of employees plus one, because we had people coming and going. So is that $60,000 a good number?
It's probably low because they have 7 full-time employees now.
Then what is the 470 a good number for highway? Can't tell you.
It's probably closer.
Well, it's a moving target. And I think adding the +1 as a cushion is wise.
And then you got to remember that they also still have to pay for their, which I don't know if they have too many more retirees. Because the retirees still remain,
Retirees, I was told, was all being paid out of
so it moved over to general.
general when I got on.
So Debbie and Bobby, are retirees insurance still paid out of the park fund or are they all moved over to general? Any retirees for the park?
All
'Cause
the
they
park-
used to be.
Everything that for the parks, all their insurance is paid out of county general.
Right now, but I mean, prior to last year when we moved it over.
Retirees, I thought that's paid out there. We
Yeah.
changed that.
And where's that dollar amount? No, that's perf.
That's
Perf.
That's perf.
But several years ago, you remember, we changed that. We went through and figured out how many retirees were in the department and we increased their,
So yeah, so they paid it up until last year when we pulled it all in.
Yeah, because we did that.
So
several
yes,
years
they're
ago.
way under
Well,
in
that
60
60,000 was.
is way under.
So we got 100,000.
3, 4.
100,000 that we either change the levy on or
Plus the
move
one
the
that's
insurance to general. That's basically where we're at, right? Okay, which is easy.
Well,
We-
that's still not enough though, because we still got to add in the extra 30 or so for perf and
Social Security.
insurance and social security and if we keep the full-time position.
Yeah.
So it's still going to require more than just the
I
insurance.
thought we nixed that.
No, well, do we nix that? Because if we nix that, then makes it if we nix the full-time position,
What?
the full-time position,
I did. I thought I was supposed to.
okay.
I don't know that we.
I don't know that we made a decision.
I don't know.
I didn't know that we made a decision, but if you want to make that recommendation, I'm open to the discussion,
I
Scott.
thought it was implied by assumed, okay.
No, it's not.
So if we did, just to circle that conversation back, if we took out the full-time position, what number can you put in your part-time grounds crew? Because I know you lowered it 30,000 based on adding the position.
I could, I mean, I could
20
possibly
or
still do,
25 back in.
yeah, yeah.
Yep. Put 25 back into ground and take out, the part-
So you could only lower it 5,000.
We can take out the part-time secretary.
Yeah.
Completely take it out?
Secretary,
Zero out that line,
yeah, completely zero out.
so you won't have somebody on the weekends or?
We will have a ranger.
We have someone that's out in the park anyway that can respond to things. I would
Okay, so you would,
recommend getting a phone for that person, and when they're on duty, they can have the phone, and there's a phone number that they can call on the weekend. We can publish that on the Facebook and a
Yeah.
web page and a sign on the door.
You could probably call forward, couldn't you?
Pardon me?
The 104 number, you could call forward that to that cell phone number.
$5 a month.
What time you say go the part-time grounds crew?
I'd say
9?
What'd you say, Kate?
90K, sorry.
so take 10 out of that one.
Yeah.
So that adds up to 86.3. And we've got to come up with 141.
Uh,
80,000, right?
86,
Came up to
86,302.
So we need to knock about 60,000.
Yeah.
Huh. That's like the exact amount of group insurance.
But then what, you're moving that to the general fund, so it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Right, so what's better for the budget for the DLGF? Is it better to change the levy or move that out?
Here was the argument last year. I didn't necessarily agree with what we did last year either, but it was, if we're going to do it for one department, we should do it the same for every department.
You're exactly right.
So that being said, if we're not going to, then we're going to have to increase their levy. And so in either that or not charge any of the other departments insurance. I think it's the most equitable thing to do because that was what was decided last year. Even though, again, I think this is what's biting us in the butt right now, big time, because we did do this. I think we have to treat I think we should strive to treat every department the same.
I agree.
So
So what's for the,
Yes.
Cause like I've been.
what's best?
We're 90.
Change the levy or take these out of the budget, which is
We're
the,
gonna, that means we're just gonna have to do away with some of those things.
it's deciding whether we're going to charge, because here's the thing. We can't, the highway department, we don't have the option to change their levy. They're not a levy, they're controlled through other funding. So they're controlled through other funding mechanisms. So we can't change their levy. The park, we can change their levy. The health department, we can change their levy. PSAP, we can't change because they're through a lit tax.
We could find some
So-
things in here that we could cut, but not as much as we need to get to those numbers. I mean,
So-
we can do it, but we're also stuck out there with years of things not being done, like
Yeah.
repairs and stuff. And we tried to budget some of that over the last few years to get repairs done, and we've made headway. But we can eliminate the headway that we might have left to do. If we we can eliminate a lot of stuff, but then all the improvements and all the repairs and the headway we've made stops. We could take all the employees out and say, no, we're just gonna mow the grass.
Yeah.
There's extremes.
There are extremes,
We're trying to find where that middle.
That brings up a question then. If you're talking about projects, that specific projects, like this building needs.
And right now, we don't have any.
Okay, well, that's why.
In the
I was asking,
forecast,
because
yeah.
if you
But
had
that doesn't mean a pump won't break.
Yeah,
what I'm-
yeah,
Uh,
that's what a lot of our
A
stuff
lot of
is.
our like bigger projects are taken on by our volunteer groups because we've never really had a budget to be able to tackle we can
Yeah.
do small improvements to the park. That's what land improvements kind of, I mean, it co-ops into a bunch of different things, land improvements, but like without, because we're at 87.5% of that budget spent already. And we've got 4 months left. It's,
All of our
We're gonna
major
have a tough
projects have been
time.
covered by different funds over the years, and the bigger projects this last year. Pretty much
And from
Sheldon
what
pretty
I-
much went out and. came
Raised
up
the
with
money.
that
What I
money, and
know,
Friends
it
of
was
the
a-
Parks coming up with that project money. This is just to kind
Yeah.
of keep the doors open.
This, from what I know, like, or from what I think I know at least, it seemed like this was a pretty emergency heavy year. There was a lot of stuff that fell ill repair, like we had to buy the second, pump for the, lift station. And that took a lot out of it, but I
Yeah,
mean.
we had 20-year repairs, things
Yeah,
that have been broken
So-
for, in some cases, we don't know how long.
that, in some cases,
But that
maybe,
doesn't,
but
that
like,
doesn't change the forecast.
yeah, there
doesn't.
could be a lot more emergencies to come, so.
Yeah, and I appreciate y'all, and I love our park, but it's always been a
It's a
challenge.
huge-
Yeah.
it's-
Because
It's a huge
we are unlike almost any county in the state of Indiana. No other counties pay for parks.
No,
And so it makes it a totally, because if we didn't have a park, then this money was freed up into the general fund and it changes a lot of things. But we've got to figure out
Let
a
me
way
put it
to
on
pay for the
Facebook
park.
that
because
Chad
I love the
Malakote
park.
said that he doesn't want to have
I
a
didn't
park.
say that. I
I'm
never
joking.
said that.
I'll put
I
it out
love our
there.
park.
I'll put
I
it out
still have
there.
the Scar from being a kid,
I'll put it out there.
out there, well, it got tore down now. I know
oh, was that the circular slide?
Yeah.
Yeah, that usually gets
Nice
people.
big scar right here
I've
on the
got
bottom of my
some.
chin from being a kid out there on the circuit. It's going now. And
So in case anybody heard me ask that question, I am going to say Chad Malakote did not say he doesn't want to have a park.
fund.
That's a joke.
We have a separate fund balance and we know how much is.
Yeah, there's 1.7 million in it.
So
She
I
covered
wanna
that in
throw
this
out there
today.
that There's $5,000 in here for the 4-H barns, but they didn't spend it this year. So do you want
No.
to leave it in there since they didn't spend it on 4-H barns this year?
I'm still planning on making
We were
like
gonna,
repairs for that.
we were gonna bring that, we were gonna talk about that, yeah.
So the reason that it hasn't been spent yet, I was asked to not spend that unless if there was going to, because the renovations that were happening to the 4-H barn, I was told to wait until that was done to see if they might need help with that.
39.
I just bought what's it called? A water
But
heater
here's
and
the thing I
I'm
wanna make
planning
note.
on redoing
We
the
actually-
floors in there
We
and the
actually took a
show
reduction
as
last
well.
year.
So
Okay.
if we want to take it out of there and
Keep that in
not make
mind.
any improvements
And
to
our
the 4-H
projections
barns on
are that
our
it's
end,
going down.
that's the decision.
Even with
And
the-
that's a decision that we can make, but I was planning
Well,
on using
The
that.
number's going down, but the
Yeah,
percentage is.
I was gonna say we could take it back down to 4,000, which is what we had last year, or I mean, this year.
We're
but-
just expecting to spend the same
The
amount.
1,000 is going to make a big difference.
Expecting that we spend.
Well, and
Yeah,
I've been trying to
same
go back
amount.
and see what we can reduce. I mean, it's not gonna add up to a whole.
Charges.
Well, they're
That's,
expecting we
this
bring
is
in-
revenue, this is
Yeah,
expensive.
But see, it.
Could be wrong, but I have you down just
They're- they're
55,000
expecting the
shy
revenue
of
to go
getting
up
to
and the
550,
expenses
but
go up At the same dollar.
with removing the full-time,
So, yeah.
55,000. That sounds a lot better than where we
It'd
started.
take one bad year of claims to eat up $1 million. Yeah, because our reinsurance is now, Bobby, help me, is it how much is our reinsurance on our medical?
You asking me?
Yeah, do you remember how much before it kicks in, Debbie?
90.
Oh,
No, it used to be 90, but it's more than that.
I thought it was still 90.
Is it?
Oh, that's for sure still.
Or we could get some lasers that.
But you guys are within 55,000.
Because
It's a lot better than 140 some odd thousand where we began.
But when you make a mistake, that adds 20,000.
Well, Well,
worry about it.
well, actually, that
Yeah,
helped.
Much more than that to it.
We deal with hundreds of
All
thousands.
right, so what's the thoughts from the council? What do we want to do?
Well, we're right now right at 55,000 with removing the shy of the 550. I'm rounding slightly, but it's 55. Well, a lot of that, if we remove the full time, it takes what she added back down to close to what,
You're gonna be close. They're probably
Yeah.
gonna move it.
Because it was
close to what he put in.
5, so that's roughly,
So,
it would actually be a little less than that. Yeah, we'll be a little less.
I mean, we need to add to his salary, but we're in the ballpark at 55,000 shy of getting to 550.
Probably gonna be okay. We could probably adjust, really the structural. However.
How about miscellaneous supplies? I know you have a lot of line items and you just threw that one in there this year.
That one could be taken out. That one was on the 1117.
Okay.
It was miscellaneous expense line. I mean, I'm sure we could use it, but you can take.
So if we could take that 2,500 out.
Yep.
You
Uh,
could take it, we could take $1,000, 1,030, we don't feed the ducks.
There was, professional services.
And what, ducks?
I
Yeah.
think professional services could go down to 3,000.
I was gonna ask what that was because you only spent 877 this year.
Honestly, yeah, take professional services down to 2,000.
Where's it at?
You don't need a whole lot in professional services.
We're getting closer,
We-
4,700.
And then,
Take it out?
Down to 2.
Land improvements to 7,500,
We're getting closer to 50,000.
64, 5,500, so.
yeah, land improvements could go down to 7,500.
What number is that?
You get some stuff
Land
done.
improve-
4,001.
4,001. So take it down to 7,500, so 1,500 less.
Yeah. Well, we did some things with that money this year that we won't need to do next year. Not that we
Okay.
won't.
Gets us to 46.
Yeah, close.
Yeah, same thing.
You're asking for $8,700 in building materials, and you only use 675.
Yeah, that was mentioned.
Part of that was the 117. They said that was one of those expenses.
Building materials, we've almost used all of it. I have it right here. Building materials, we've used 87% of it. But we could go down to 7,500 for building materials.
So building materials,
Building materials is 802, 2000.06.
You have a new computer, right?
Yes.
And it's been.
so take it down to how much?
7,500.
So that's 1,275.
Computer equipment,
Gauge was just replaced because it broke.
could you, bring that one down to 1,800? That's around how much it costs for my new computer. If Liz's computer goes down, then we can at least get a new computer, so.
What number was that?
I don't know what you can get
Four,
one for
802, 4,000.08,
Take 700 off.
1,800,
I'd take it to 2. I don't know.
I
Bob,
would take it to 2.
2, okay, 2,000.
Because, listen, I'm trying to quote computers right now.
well, I have it I've got 2,500 apiece for 2 and we're roughing on the ragged edge right now.
We'll cut yours next.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mine was 18, a high-end 1,800, so it's yeah.
It's your time. We start
But
cutting
he's
out.
got a refurbished compact, so what do you
Um,
expect?
I had to get the fancy.
Tom's asking
Still,
for a
we still
server.
need
with
like $45,000. Yeah,
Did you add his salary back up?
we're not gonna get it.
No, you're not gonna get it, but that sounds a lot better than 140,000,
Yeah.
which is where we started. That's manageable.
What's the number we should have for superintendent salary? Because it's not the 50.
55,389 if you're
$286.
Okay.
What did
So
Wagner
the-
actually put?
Wagner Irwin Shealy's had it at 56,989.
The
I would
current,
put that in
Which, what, Shannon?
56,989.
is that the midpoint or the
That's the
current?
mid.
mid.
What's,
I would put that in as a
The current is
placeholder.
55,389.
yeah, 55,380.
Put it back to what he was, because why add more money to midpoint when we're trying to get down by $40,000?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. So it's 55,389 is what
All right. So here's the question. They have $250,000, give or take, in a balance. Do we want to increase the levy? Or do we want to decrease the groundskeeper line and then add back in an additional appropriation in January out of their fund balance? And try to get this squared better next year? Do we spend down some of their fund balance since they got the max levy increase that's set there of 86,000 or 80, whatever it was, some $1,000? And we reduce that groundskeeper, that part-time grounds crew line to 40,000, and then do an additional appropriation in January for the 50 out of the fund balance? Or do we increase their levy that $50,000 and decrease the general fund?
You're talking about the
Thoughts, Debbie?
fund balance?
Say that again, I'm trying.
So do we increase the levy to them $50,000 to cover this? Or since they have a 200 and
Where do you see
some,
that?
Where do we take?
the balance was here plus the 117, Kenan. They have a they have a fund balance of nearly $300,000. When you add in their estimated balance, the 186 plus the 8 plus the 117 or 15, whatever it ended up being, they have almost $300,000 in their fund balance at the end of the year. Okay, so you would add the negative plus the 8 plus what Bobby said they transferred out of 1117. So their fund balance is roughly 300. Do you agree, Shannon?
You're close, yeah.
Yeah.
Bobby's gonna tell you exactly what it is. He's looking at that.
Could you
I-
repeat what you said about what we took part-time ground crews to?
So if we reduce that by 50,000 and then did an additional appropriation in January.
Oh, I have it
out
just
of their
reduced
fund-
down to 90,000
Yeah,
since we
well,
took.
yeah,
it
that's
is
what
since-
we
90,
agreed
but
on,
I
but
said
he's
if we
saying
reduced
if we
it
take-
another
yeah.
50 and then did an additional appropriation in January.
Doesn't-
So we're gonna
they would
reduce
pay
it
out of
down to
it.
Well, that's what we're-
50,000 and
that's
they've
what we're
already
talking
spent
about.
50. Okay.
I got it.
Well, I'm making I'm asking, there's alternatives.
273, 120 is what's in there right now.
Yeah.
I-
So that was, we could either increase their levy to cover the difference, or we could decrease the groundskeeper line.
Part-time
Levy.
down by lower than what?
I mean, that becomes
Permanent.
permanent, which is good,
Well, that was.
but it also reduces the general fund.
Yes, sir.
And we're already looking at taking.
That becomes permanent too.
Permanent.
So that's why I threw that second option
So that
of
second option of,
spending down some of their fund balance instead of increasing the general fund levy or decreasing the general fund levy. That was why I threw that out as an option.
And then revisit it next year.
Well, and then we'd have to revisit everything next year and try to tighten it up as best we can, depending on how, I'm really worried how the AV is gonna come out next year. This report here says we're gonna get even less next year. Just as an FYI,
27, 28.
Yeah, we do. We did.
28's even worse than 27.
We did. what we did
29
last year.
somewhat levels, according to this report. So
Change.
that all depends on what changes with SCA
I
one
would see
too.
going Option 2.
I
think that's a
I
better option.
personally like option 2, since they have a very healthy fund balance and we dumped the extra max levy got dumped
Jake,
into them
let me
last year.
ask, what is the hourly rating offhand that your upper level part-time?
18.
Part-time, at least grounds crew are all the same pay at $18
$18.
an hour.
How much?
$18.
$18.
Used to be 9.25 when I
Yeah.
started, by the way.
It was less
When
than
I
10.
worked at state parks, I made a $9
It
starting
was
too.
9.25 when
Yeah.
Kenan and I started. We worked hard on changing that. People cutting down trees for 9.25. So yeah, it was tough.
I don't know that I would want to take their part-time down from 50,000 from
We're
100,000.
taking it to 40 actually, and then we're doing an additional in January and feeding the 50 back in. So that would give them 90.
Okay.
Well, I didn't realize that's what we all agreed upon.
So
but
We
I
have
guess
to
if
do
you
that.
all
I think
agreed
that's
if that's
what the
we're talking about,
recommendation
okay.
What-
Nope. There's about.
If we took it to
I
40
know
and then
you're
do an
pretty
additional
new,
appropriation
but-
in
makes
January
sense.
to bring it back.
Yeah.
I
That
don't-
way, we don't have to
We
adjust.
let go people
We don't
at
have to
different
adjust the
times, I
general
guess, to try and
Please.
adjust like the pay,
Does that
well, and
make
also people.
sense to you?
I know on average how much they work a week or every 2 weeks, but I,
Right now, about what is that right now?
I think it's better.
every 2
it's better
weeks,
to change it.
I would say, a little under 40 hours.
So
I think it's 32 hours.
just,
That's,
so we try to land the plane here.
Yep.
okay.
Thank you. I think we need to take a consensus of the council to see, the recommendation now is to reduce that part-time, the recommendation on the table is to reduce the part-time grounds crew to 40,000, knowing that Debbie's just gonna plan for an additional appropriation. Kelly, sorry. Kelly will be, Debbie Junior over here.
Debbie's out.
Uh,
gonna be my tie in it on the.
Kelly will plan for an additional appropriation come January to put the 50 out of your current fund balance, which currently sits at 270 plus thousand. Does that make sense to you guys? So that way it doesn't affect the general fund levy. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yes.
And now, how does everyone else feel about it? Do we,
Good. I like that.
Kenan,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Jay, Shannon,
Sure.
Bobby?
Sure.
All right.
Yes.
We have a unanimous consensus.
Really
So
don't-
really that, we did a lot of shaving, but you guys still got the majority of what you needed, except for that part-time, except for that full-time position. It's just,
How many
okay, this is the wrong.
Boy, do you utilize?
No, kind of really.
All right, Debbie, you got that all down in the books?
I think
Bobby, Kelly?
But then our budget, we're gonna get this money next year.
Because we're just gonna spend down the reserves. No, no, no,
All right.
reserves next year.
No matter what.
Actually, it's 6 and one of them is like 2 days a week. So
All right, what's planning
It's not a
commission?
ranger, that's.
79.
and we do have rangers, so.
I don't want that.
Yep, okay.
That's 75,000.
Planning
Thanks, Bob.
commission, 07.
All right, we zeroed out your budget, Tom. It's easy. Go home.
Should have said that an hour ago.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
you.
thanks, Kate. I appreciate it. This is a lot, so I know. It's good for-
But I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yep, take care.
Gotcha.
Or you don't want to stay and help Tom here while we beat up on him?
I think that might be more adventure. I believe in you, Tom.
I don't blame him. Can I go with you? So Tom, there's a couple things that you popped into, that you added into your budget,
Okay,
and really the rest of it pretty much stayed the same.
yeah, pretty much,
We're not really gonna talk about raises because that's still
right.
off, out of that, so we don't need to worry about that. The rest of it is, it's basically the association and training fees and the computer equipment line item
Yeah,
that you
those-
threw in there, so
Computer equipment, we,
he is 79. Page 19, if you've got page 19. Sorry.
I put in for 2 computers based on, what we're doing now, and we're starting to have little glitches.
Okay,
They're both old. I talked to Jeff, and he suggested that, we should probably put down about 2,500 per computer. He's seeing that they're costing anywhere between 18 and 23, if you can get the parts, if you can get the computers. We could probably shave that, we could probably cut that down, maybe we could cut it to 3 and see what we end up with. Mine, the one I use, seems to be suffering more occasional memory issues.
yeah.
How old is yours?
I don't remember. I did look, but
At least 5 or 6, isn't it?
yeah.
Probably around the same time everybody else was getting
Yeah.
theirs in
It was.
2021.
Probably nearing,
Yeah.
So
nearing its
5 years
life.
old.
And
This is
and we've,
2019.
I've already offloaded a lot of storage and put them on the servers, and it's just all the new updates, all the programs, RAM's taking up too much overhead.
What did you say you could take it down to?
You could probably take it to 3, which would probably eliminate one computer if they both happen to go. We can't forecast when one of them's just not gonna work.
The last line. the
79, 4,000.
Okay.
So you're thinking reducing that to 3?
Yeah, that way we have it there for one, because I think we're gonna need one.
Okay.
Association and training fees, we didn't, I was hoping to do some different training events this year, but we can, eliminate those. I don't have to, none of them are required. Anything that was required, I've already gone to, and there's nothing coming up.
Okay. So you could zero those out.
Yeah.
I have a question about board members. I know we have them and you've budgeted in here, but you don't ever come close to spending your budgeted amount. And so I know you only pay when you have meetings.
Right.
Is there any wiggle there or there not?
There's no way to forecast
That's,
when we're gonna have meetings and when we aren't. This year was weird.
you guys have only had.
Yeah, because we just didn't have as many applications.
Probably average one every other month would be a busy year,
Yeah, and do we have,
Six.
how much, they get paid
50,
50 a meeting.
per?
Yeah.
And there's how many members?
9.
9.
Got 2 boards.
Yeah, so 6. a
Oh,
text
wait.
on-
That in BZA, so there's, well, 2 of those, they each get paid for the BZA meeting and the planning commission?
Not every,
Everybody takes the check.
not everybody takes pay. That's just based on if we did the normal meetings as per
Okay,
what we're supposed to be doing, but we cancel meetings if there's nothing going on, but sometimes we don't know until 2 weeks before whether we're gonna have a meeting or not.
and your legal services are probably in that same boat because they're all over the board when I look at. them.
Yeah, and that's probably gonna increase because we're doing more to try to get people to come in to compliance and there's we don't know what's gonna happen. Some recent actions and there's actions out there right now that Sean will be dealing with. Legal fees, we're good, we'll hit that amount.
in a typical year, you could probably get by with 3,000 for board members could,
Probably
Look-
could,
given the last 3 years.
given it
I
probably
mean,
could.
when the wind was up, 6 wouldn't have done it, but
Right.
on a typical year
But there's-
since,
There's no way to tell, and we don't have any extra rolling around in another fund.
I think 3 would do it if Tom doesn't disagree.
We can try. I have no way to know.
We haven't come close to spending that in the past several years.
Right.
I had
No, last 3 years, I said,
Yeah,
only the wind years were the $1,000 and a $30 million budget.
I wish we had that much.
Well, I'm talking about everything, not just general.
I don't know, what's the consensus there? The board members.
We run out, and we still have,
Board members.
2 or 3 board meetings we have to do towards the end of next year. We'll just not have any.
How we always done.
It's probably not the best.
Having served on it for the last 7 years, like 4 would do it.
4? Ken,
Four-
you
four-
recommend
four
as
would
our-
do it.
as our- You're our
9
representative.
times out of 10, 4 would do it.
No, I think Kennan's right.
We could reduce that by
Can I
2,000.
get that in writing?
Okay. 4,000 it is.
I mean, by the time you take out the raises, that basically takes your budget about back where it was last year.
Right.
So, I mean, did you guys get that? Take the board member line by 2,000, remove the training and association fees line, and reduce the computer equipment by 2,000. That's still
Yep,
5,200, but you take out the raises and stuff that gets you.
5250.
Right now, we're just,
Okay,
but I'm
you're
just
doing-
saying, we did
I
that.
just wanted to make sure.
We did that. We're getting close. Well, you already did that, Bobby? You zeroed out the raises?
No, we haven't done anything. No, she said we got the same amount.
Okay, good.
You put in 4%, didn't you? I think. I think it's 4. Yours is 4. Okay,
Okay.
yet to be
Anybody
determined.
have any other questions for Tom? What's fun?
It's the 1240. This is a new, he had it done before. But this 1240 is the new state. The new law that.
Do we have-
Create this money.
We have it? I didn't see it.
I don't have that fund in my book.
1240?
Or 1240. Sorry, I thought you said 11.
Yeah, 1240.
Oh,
Building and construction related.
I may have
Yeah,
that.
and
Oh, is that what that is?
Because of.
Oh, that's right. I do remember this.
Because of how that's gonna change.
That was. I don't know where I
I
put
mean,
it.
what Debbie put down and what we have is what we have right now, but when we finally.
I don't know where I filed it. Yeah, I saw that last night. I go, what the heck is that?
You talk too soft. Turn it back up.
Because there's a change in how we report revenues taken in by building fees, et cetera, et cetera. We don't know how that's really gonna work out as far as the money coming in. We'll have that worked out in the next couple months, but it's a little confusing. But I've talked to Sean and we've talked to some other people in the state of how they're doing it. It's just gonna be where it's allocated as to which fund it goes in. And some of it's gonna is gonna go into the 1240. Some of it's gonna go to the general. And we
Yeah,
just
we're gonna
have,
to create new lines, but then you have to have, it has to be specific what you put in for a product.
Yep.
Something has to be spent on that something. It can't be-
Found it.
But this is expenses and revenue on receivables from like fees.
right, yeah,
So it hasn't. And so you've just plugged things into this for now, basically.
yep, that's all right.
But you gotta balance in another fund and that helps with government.
Okay. See any concerns? Anybody have any questions on? either comment? That's easy, Tom. We'll have better idea next year when you get it all squared away.
Yeah,
For those of us who are still here.
there's a bunch of crazy things going on in the building
Laugh now or later.
area that's,
Or cheer.
There's a bunch of crazy things going
it's,
on.
yeah,
every
it's
day.
crazy
Period.
stuff created by some crazy people.
Be just fine. I know.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate your time.
See you, Tom.
Yeah.
Hey, we've cut like, almost $750 or $500, almost $500 out of the general fund so far.
Oh, wow.
Full party.
Only got 1.5 million to go.
I think it's 1/100th of 1% if I calculate average wise. We're gonna have a recorder.
You guys want to go early?
Get out early.
Good?
Lisa's coming out, you guys know.
No, yeah, she is not coming.
We'll have to do Vulcan because it's on yours, Betty.
Bill's fast.
Lisa says she watched it. It's your
Yeah.
budget.
Oh, that's good. Where's she at?
Bill, you made a ton of changes.
But where's Congress?
Postage.
No, I figured that one. I didn't even highlight that. I didn't even use my marker on that one because I mean, the federal
Postage for bad
government goes up
service.
every year. No, you dropped the lockbox fees, I noticed.
Yep, we don't use
Don't use them at all
lockbox
anymore.
and
And
we
then you,
process everything in-house.
yep, you increased your postage and you added a little bit to your equipment repairs.
Yes, for that new machine where we scan all our stuff to
Yeah.
make our electronic deposits. They
Yeah.
bumped our maintenance up a little bit on
So
that.
yours had virtually, that ain't much to it, really.
No,
Any questions on Bill's budget?
I
Glad you-
assume postage is thanks to the USPS.
Yes, federal rate went up in July.
Yes,
it keeps going up and the service keeps getting worse.
Yes,
I've noticed that.
It's terrible.
I've noticed that.
You have another fund too? You have I
Yeah.
was gonna say, you have another,
Technology then, yeah.
Lisa's at the Priya Property Record Info Association meeting in New York.
New York?
It's,
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm here.
it has just the same miscellaneous supplies it's always had, except you dropped it this year.
$500.
Took out your
What was that?
part-time
What,
help.
49?
yeah,
Maybe
it's-
part-time
yeah,
help?
we're doing pretty good. So I'm not gonna use part-time anymore. That new machine, we're able to process. They're
Oh.
not sending all our problems in. So we're able to address it as we go.
Good job.
Yeah.
But
So what you're paying us for. So
Don't tell him that. His budget never changes any.
takes care of the.
Anybody have any questions for Bill?
He does. He just
Concerns
prints
on
off
his
last
budget? I
year's.
didn't,
and
we
submits
cut
it.
$1 somewhere, so at least we can say we cut $1.
Sure. Take it out somewhere.
I mean, again, you've got nothing but people and postage basically in yours.
Pretty much.
So is Jody training you for next year?
That's why she said, here, it's yours for, I get to do back.
Oh, okay. I figured.
Jody is number 8. Budget number 8, it's Jody, and again, it's all people. There's not even anything
Oh, that's the, yeah.
to talk about in that one. You have, what's the other fund number? There it is. Thank you. Yeah,
Well, Paige mentioned reassessment,
yeah,
if I recall.
she did. 1224 is reassessment. I have asked about making changes on this for you. Because according to Paige, we're building up a pretty healthy reserve in here. And because of, with Baker Tilly, and because of the way that everything's shaked out this year, we are way over budget and our levy is taking a hit for it. So, do you have anything extra that you think is gonna come out this year? I know you increased this slightly,
Yep,
um,
postage.
but, would we have, because you've built up a pretty healthy reserve. To find it here, reassessment. You have nearly $300,000 even with this increase in budget, which is nearly the entire budget. So would it be possible to spend down some of this fund this year and shift some of that back to the general fund? I think was the question she had. To help the general fund, because we've got some challenges.
An 88%
And I can show you this, Jody.
operating balance at the end of the year.
The assessing consultant, you can't do anything with.
Okay.
Postage, you can't do anything with.
So we're not talking about reducing
Oh,
it.
you're just talking
We're,
about.
we're talking about is lowering the amount of receivables and just paying some of it out of the balance of the fund.
Which they recommend us having 15. It's up to Bill.
So that's what we're looking at is, so basically, you're still gonna be able to spend the same amount of money.
Right,
We're
right.
just gonna spend part of it out of the levy and part of it out of the balance.
But you're his advisor.
88%.
Does that make
You're his
sense?
advisor.
Lower their.
Yeah, just lower your balance, because you've built up a very healthy.
He just asked how much.
How much are you talking?
Well, the number in my head, and again, this is just Chad, we've got to talk, I think $100,000. That would still leave you $200,000 balance, and that's still more than 60% of the estimated spend. I mean, that's just what I threw out. I'm open to whatever else.
That sounds like a good number.
Was to reduce that number by $100,000, that would shift that back to the general fund levy. And then you guys would still have 2/3 of what you need to operate with, because you've historically spent about 250
Yeah.
or so. So you're not even spending the 300 and change you're budgeting.
Are you
Drops it
thinking,
right to 60. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, are you thinking an additional appropriation in January for this?
Yes, that's what
fund?
we would have to do is we would just do an
Just like
additional
we
in
just talked about
January
for
for
the
the
park.
50, for 100,000 to put it back into their fund. So which line? We could lower the consultant to 100,000 and then put it back in there from their fund balance in January. Does that is that a number everybody's comfortable with? These guys said they were, is that?
Yeah, I'm
sorry, I'm
good.
trying
Yep,
to
Yep.
Look around.
yep.
Yes.
Debbie, does that, but Kelly, I guess, because it's nothing to do with Debbie, we've heard.
Yeah, we're ignoring her.
Does that make sense? And you, okay,
Yeah.
I appreciate it, guys, because like I said, we got to come up with some money.
They'll give us a tenth of what we need to come up with.
100,000. Hey, I said before you guys walked in, we were only 500. So you guys just increased this
Oh,
exponentially.
yeah, 99.3%.
So we just need to find 1.4 million more.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh my gosh, are you done? I don't think Lisa changed her
Okay,
budget
another
at
fund
all.
too.
Okay.
Yeah, we haven't gotten,
Disclosure.
that one, I don't think.
On that anyways, because you get.
We just doubled the part-time.
Some of these are. Again, this is one of those there's nothing really here. You're part-time, which you don't even. You gonna plan part-time next year?
Me,
Ah. You're gonna miss us that much? You're coming back already?
Part of the deal, she's gotta get me back to speed.
I like it. I don't see I mean, this is a non-reverting fund that they have a pretty healthy balance in, I think, right? I don't know what the balance is in this fund, but I don't know that it'll be an
haven't spent
issue.
much out of it because we just,
Yeah. Does anybody, Bobby, do you know what the balance is on this fund?
Every time you say Bobby, I'm like, what?
Sorry. The real-
Oh.
I'm not going there.
My name is not Bobby, and that is the truth. However, I am the original because I am older than you. Yes. She's the real, but I'm the original.
You're the OG. and-
I'm the OG, but she's correct. My legal name is not Bobby. Her legal name is Bobby.
So should we change the name from part-time to mentor?
Ken.
You guys are only balancing half of what is there, so.
Yeah.
Budgeting half of what's there, so. Anybody have any concerns with that? I don't.
No,
Does anybody? Okay. All right, do we want to look at Lisa's budget? Is she watching? She's.
Yeah, we
She's
need
watching.
to.
I don't know if she could join us by,
Lisa and I caught a mistake after she submitted it.
okay. Well, hers
one is it?
is, looking.
Number 4.
$1 million mistake.
No, wrong direction.
900,000.
Deputy recorder and third deputy, she pulled the number from 25 and 26. They both need to change to 44,253.
5 of 33. Come back.
I'm sorry, so
Yeah, go for it.
Deputy recorder and third deputy,
which line item? So I'll make sure I get the right ones here.
03 and 06.
Okay,
She pulled the number from 25 instead of 26. So it needs to be 44,253, and that is with no raises. So both of those lines should be 44,253. Yeah.
so I see, so 6 should be 44. First
253.
deputy should be 44.
Yep,
Okay,
What about the third one?
same.
Oh, there's two.
Yep, both of them. Yep.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
all right. So
I just
one of
asked her
them
if she
did go
wanted to be
down,
on
but the
speakerphone
other
or if she
ones
just
went
wanted
up.
to listen. She
Is that
said
what-
she's good for listening.
So one of them did go down, but the other two went up. Right?
Yeah, she's in a meeting.
What do you mean? Everybody stayed the same.
Well, no, I mean on the budget,
Oh, gotcha.
net impact to the budget. That's what I'm trying to
Yep.
figure out. Net impact to because the first deputy on line 6 went down, but the other two went up.
No, what'd you say?
Line 6, you said line 6,
Third
1,000.
deputy,
the
44,253. You said the first one went down. You said one went down, one went up.
So the 1,000.06 went from 48 to 44,253, correct, Scott?
No,
No,
Okay, I thought you said 6.
Line,
But you got the wrong budget.
you're on 004.
Sorry. No, I've got it. So that all three of them went up,
Yes.
yeah,
44,253.
yeah, okay, now, okay. Yeah, she said payroll will stay as current. All deputies are the same. 44,253.
All right, so that is adding back in $9,222 to the budget.
No. On that one? On hers?
Yeah.
It'd be 6,000.
no,
You said, oh, there's three
there's
of them.
three of them.
Oh, we missed the third one too. Yeah. Her and I didn't catch.
Because it goes longevity, then third deputy.
Yep.
Yep.
So
Take it
it's
back up
it's
to
all
57.
three. So that's actually 9,222 back to the budget. See, they're already cutting into the money that Jody and Bill gave us.
You're welcome.
Guys, anything more from you guys? I mean, there's nothing else in she does have the perpetuation. Do we need to look at the elected official fund right now? So
It
is
doesn't
this
matter.
the
I
right
get
time to
You
do it?
can.
What number is that?
It's, 12.
What is it? Thanks, guys.
17.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Bye. Nice shirt. Oh,
No.
Not happening, huh, Bill?
Get too much money invested in all.
Which one are you wanting to look?
So what is, I know you said this is getting reduced, but what is the balance of this fund? Do we know? Oh, the real Bobby? Not the OG Bobby, the real Bobby.
I'll go with that.
It has 19,000.
And what's that average annually in receivables?
Last year it took in 5,400.
Okay, and so far this year, we've spent 71 out of it. So this fund is going to run out of money.
And it'll just have to be watched really close what I put in there. I just guesstimated what they took in this year for the whole year. So it may not even,
We're-
it may not even do it.
We're probably okay for next year, but it's probably going to be a deep discussion the following year on how we do that.
Getting bruises.
No.
It's part of her recording.
Part of her recording fees. Oh, okay, part of her recording fees.
So. Okay, definitely we'll make a note to check this one out next year for sure. So, put
Now,
that on
like
your
with
list.
your guys is, if we don't take hands out, I can take that as an appropriate. We can take meetings. out as an appropriate.
Yeah.
We can do it. But yeah, it'll have to be watched.
Okay,
Like AIC and Commissioners Council and all those can come out of unappropriated. I'm saying do that, just,
Right, no, they can.
yeah, okay.
all right, any other questions for that one? All right, do we need?
He said he could either call in or if you guys want to come over.
And what's his fund?
Oh, 07.
Cornerstone, yeah. 007.
Devil. I thought I had it written down, but I didn't. I've got everybody else's written down.
His fund actually reduced. He actually reduced his fund this year.
I think there's 15,000 out of autopsy.
Oh, he reduced he reduced autopsy fees.
Yep.
We hardly spent any this year.
It gets reimbursed from GO on. There.
And they're reimbursing quicker than what they did.
We got a.
Oh, because he's sending them.
Coroner does a great job of that. One of them in the distant past was terrible at it.
Oh,
They owed us tens of thousands of dollars that we never received. Yeah.
I don't know that he has to.
I
come
don't
out here.
know that I even have any questions on his. I didn't
No,
highlight. a
I
thing
wouldn't
on
make
his.
him come out here.
I didn't
No,
highlight a thing. Does anybody have any
No.
questions or concerns? I mean,
no.
if he would like to, I'm not gonna tell him he
Okay,
can't, but.
okay.
I don't have any questions.
I mean, I don't have any questions at all on his
No.
budget.
Mm-mm.
Here's year-to-date actual.
It is
is
straightforward.
very
I
much
meant,
on target.
no, I said, no, I don't have any questions.
So
I was answering a
is
different.
everybody okay with him not?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
I
so
know we
straight
talked about
forward.
that, so.
Hey, they said you can. If you didn't want to, it's okay.
If he would like to, he's more than welcome.
Yep. Huh?
He's more than welcome to. if
I
he'd like.
said you're more than welcome to come, but you don't have to.
Well, we still have others. Was he the last one? Yes.
That's it on the schedule.
You didn't change yours either. did you?
You have other things you want to talk about today?
Well, you want to go ahead and do Debbie's because
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you wanted to.
I mean-
Debbie's not on the calendar.
I don't think she's changed
I didn't
anything.
put it on there because we usually just do it whenever.
Yeah.
You just put in salary, I think.
What is it?
Two.
Yep.
Yeah, that's Debbie's again, has just people and paper. It's the only
Mhm.
thing in her budget and nothing. I have no highlighter marks on mine for Debbie.
Mm-mm.
Or Kelly's.
Or Kelly's.
No, she did the budget. She
Oh.
wanted to do it.
Oh,
They say it had to change anything.
They said we're gonna cut your budget in half.
come on, Kelly. I said, you want to hand the microphone down in case she wants to say something. She said she doesn't want to say anything.
No question. We'll give you the same good job we gave everybody else. Good job.
Okay.
Put in a 4% raise.
3% really. And then 5% for
Everything else, perf, retirement, insurance.
Thank you.
You guys want me to give- Did you?
I don't have any question.
I don't have any questions for Cory,
Oh, I thought if you talked
well, I know
about it this
somebody
morning.
did, but I
Did you want
don't.
him to come out, Kenan? Did you have questions for Cory?
I,
For Corey,
uh-huh.
I know he didn't change his amount in the commissioner's budget.
Yeah.
right.
But I didn't know if you want me to contact him to see about coming out.
I think a lot of my questions had to do with what AIC was trying to get through to the pertaining to RDC and TIFs. There's a lot of issues that's going to be before the legislation, but.
Oh, that has
doesn't have
nothing to
be
do with
here.
us.
It's really not budget.
Yeah, that's not
Up
budget.
to him on the council meeting.
Yeah.
No, I think his convention and the RDC's fairly straightforward. No,
Well-
so
Not taking into salaries into account. We netted $76,785 back to the general fund today.
let's celebrate.
So everybody go home, have a party. Come back 9 AM tomorrow. Or
8.
No, no.
Hey,
Eight.
they're not coming to be, but no, you don't have to come till 9. I advertised at 8 just in case.
I
You
mean,
don't
we
have
don't,
to come to
unless you
9.
guys have things to talk about. I mean, there's no sense in we just sit around. We spent an hour this morning.
I think we
Kind
need
of.
to sit around and talk about how we're going to find another $900,000.
I can't be here until like 8.
Highway, commissioners,
Make a,
and who
I
else?
vote that we start at 8:40.
I don't have the judges till 9.
I'm good with 9 still. Are you good with
I'm
9?
good with
Judge's
whatever. We're
probation.
gonna have to figure out somewhere in here where
Yeah.
we have a
I didn't know if
discussion
you wanted anybody.
about
before then. Steve might.
the group insurance, what we're gonna do with it if we're leaving it, and also
with him. He's
Steve.
what we're gonna do.
He's out.
with
He's
Marty's.
zooming.
Zooming in.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that.
We're not gonna get it done in 15
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
minutes. We got an hour left here right now. We should probably talk about it.
I mean, if I'm good with that, if we have. Okay. Let's,
9 o'clock. Is that what you said? 9 o'clock?
well, we're still, Scott can't be here until 8:45 because he's already planned for the schedule. Shannon suggested that we have a discussion about insurance and whether we're going to, what we're going to do, and then raises
Tomorrow?
today, right now, since we have. the
I
time.
asked when, if we're gonna have this discussion, when are we gonna have it?
Yeah.
It's, you guys have an hour.
That's what I said.
You have to be done by 3
I
o'clock
know we
on
do.
Friday, because that's your
I
public
know.
hearing.
I know.
Right.
I
And
know.
if
And
you don't
tomorrow
complete
is-
That public hearing, then you start from scratch.
Tomorrow is a very, Full day.
Yeah.
I mean, we do have some window on Friday, but not a lot because the sheriff's department's going to be a lengthy discussion.
Health department won't be, Steve won't be very lengthy. I don't think the health department, I don't think they changed a whole lot. I think all he did was salaries. That's all we talked about when I was there.
But
What can we talk about?
Everybody put in different stuff.
Oh, that,
I mean, some put in 4% across. the
right.
board. Some put in WIS numbers, some put in 3%,
Some put in 0.
some, yeah, some didn't change it at all. So
Debbie, if everybody's across the board, right? So you can't tell us what it would be if everybody was flat on their salary.
They'd have to take them all out and redo
You
it
have to
again.
take them all out separately, right?
I can tell you based on the Wagner Irwin Shealy report, if we took everybody to midpoint, the cost to the budget is $377,574. The grand total came out to like 3.6 some percent.
And we're
across the
$1 million
board, and it's-
over at this point.
I'm sorry, what?
We're trying to cut $1 million out of our budget at this point.
That's, okay, I'm just saying what the number was. So that's the difference in what you're talking
That's
about.
perfect. Thank you.
I mean, I
That does
think we
not
need-
include part-time, by the way.
and now I know this is not the perfect way to do it, but in the past, we've always rolled salaries back. That's kind of been the starting point, but to see where we're at, because we don't know exactly how much the raises were that everybody put in out of that money we're already over budget. I mean, it's, the other thing you didn't mention in your discussion, but I think we have to come up with a thought pattern on what everybody's thinking as far as the Cume Bridge. Because Cume Bridge went down this year significantly because of the AVs. And so it already took a reduction of over $100,000 this year in itself. And so, because whatever number we throw onto that is what gets tacked on to that levy, and then it gets removed from the general fund levy. And kind of adjacent to that, we have to have a discussion on the deductibles. And do we fund them at that same rate? Do we roll the dice and fund them at a lower amount?
Is there a way for us to know what the balances are in those deductibles right now? Those deductible funds?
I was gonna say the sheriff's department's the only one that had one, right? Everything else is in full.
Everything else is still just sitting
Yeah.
there?
And really, I could be easily persuaded, in my opinion, to fund the sheriff's department one and not maybe fund some for the commissioners, just because they have such a blanket. But the park, some of the other smaller with the health department, just kind of roll the dice on those if we need to reduce that 535 number some.
I'm okay with that. I think the highway department may have, how much was theirs?
I'd have to look here. I don't remember.
We have that many
We-
amounts that they've done additional stuff.
And
Highway department is
Bill's coming
55,000 total,
in
5,000. in auto
sporadically, so
claims and-
it's, you don't know what's upcoming, right?
There's a
Right.
substantial risk there, you know.
There is, I mean, but yeah, their liability is minimal at 5,000, but they're, especially if we have a bad snow season and we know we have several outstanding claims
Oh,
that are yet to come in, are yet to be settled. We still have active, some are torts, some are full-blown lawsuits at this point that still have not been settled, that we're gonna have to pay a varying number for deductibles. So, do we have a thought on, because I think the deductible discussion is probably an easier arm wrestle than the salaries for sure. Right now. I mean, in my opinion, I think we should fund at a minimum a chunk to the sheriff's department, maybe 250,000, I'll throw out a number, $250,000 to the sheriff's department fund and $50,000 to the commissioners. That would reduce it to 300,000 versus 535.
I guess there can always be an additional appropriation, but that just, since these are gonna be non-reverting funds, I guess it'd be all right. there's a lot of open claims out there right now.
I know, that's
A
what
lot.
scares me. I
And that-
don't, I
yeah.
don't even know if the full fund number will be.
I know, I mean,
Is it-
there is
is-
a lot of open claims out there.
Josh said basically when Steve and I met with him, this is a minimum that I would start with and build it from there.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
The health department.
Yeah.
Claims, the total number says 185,000. That,
Is that 1907?
I don't think that's
Yes.
a carryover from some other,
I don't know where
that
you're
is
getting
not,
so it's really
not
like
full
15,000 or what, or 10,000?
Debbie and real Bobby.
10,000? Which Bobby?
You know that's gonna stick now, right? OG Bobby? Right here.
Health department claims,
So if you see.
1907.
it-
It has 185,000 total, and that has to be from some other fund.
I think this is a carryover that should not be
There's
there.
nothing there. I don't
You
I don't
better
know why
get
it says
closer.
185 because
There-
I don't know where he got, that's what they have.
Doesn't say that on the
I
PDF
have
copy.
Then say that where?
Doesn't say
I have
that
no
on the
idea. It's
PDF
just
copy.
ignore that.
I think
It's
it's a
just
total
50.
carryover from
It's just
several other.
10,000.
things.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that 185,000
Yeah.
is on there.
So it's,
Yeah,
Yeah.
their budget is only
Well,
10.
it's what, because you guys ran yours out.
It was 5 and 5.
okay.
I think that's just a carryover that was from something else. So I wouldn't pay any attention to that added number at the bottom.
No, it's not. It's just a 10.
Okay.
Okay. Threw me off.
I agree with you, Chad. We need to build on it somehow. I'm fine with 350 and 50.
It just makes me.
250?
What does everybody think on that?
Which one?
I'm more comfortable with that as opposed to putting money into a non-reverting fund that probably will never get used, like even if.
You
$5,000 to
really think it's not gonna
$10,000.
get used with all the open claims that we have right now?
We don't
We're
know.
talking about like the health,
$150,000.
the health department. Okay,
Or
Back up and
Because-
say what you said again.
Okay.
Do what now?
I agree with what they said. Putting 250 in the sheriff and 50 in the highway. No, it was 50 in the.
Oh, you were talking about the other funds, not the money that we were never gonna spend. Gotcha. Cause I'm like,
Yeah.
Scott, where you been?
I don't think we need, I mean, I think if we get some claims in some of these other funds, like the park or the EMS.
Or health.
911, or that they're gonna be certainly the exception. The bulk of the claims are gonna fall under those two big ones.
Yeah.
Which is the sheriff's department and the commissioners, which oversees the rest of it.
So, insurance, what do you put in auto, what do you put in liability?
I would,
Well, he said 250.
no, we said 50 is what I recommended
In the
for
sheriff
that
or
one.
the.
She said sheriff's department.
Oh, sheriff's department.
Yeah.
Well.
Right now it's
that's
350.
It is 350 total. It's 100 in auto claims and 250 in liability. My experience, I would say 50 and 200.
Sorry, I have to.
Would that be
Totally
the
agree.
same? Because again, looking at the insurance guy in the room with my insurance experience, I would say 50 and 200 would be my recommendation. Because your liability is going to be your much bigger, the much bigger piece to that pie. And then if we did on the commissioners, unless you think we need to do the highway department too, they've got 50,000, they have 0 outstanding claims. And you know how long it's gonna take to get a claim to settle? If a claim happened next January, it might not even settle by December.
Yeah.
Unless a snowplow hits something.
Knocks out
I mean,
knocks out a mailbox or
not-
something, that's
well,
gonna be a minimum.
It's
If
a parked car.
Yeah,
You know, that's
Those are-
what
We
I
still
can
got-
see happen.
I could, but we could always do an additional if we had to.
We could.
And I think mailboxes, I think they keep like a big supply out there.
That's
We
great.
have a supply of
That is
mailboxes. huh?
Cheaper than
They
filing
done
insurance.
it 7 times. one
So
way.
I would chop similarly 15 and 35
Which one?
on the commissioners. I would recommend a similar setup of a chop of 15 and 35.
15 in liability and
No,
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 other
15 in
way around,
auto
yeah.
and 35 into the liability, because liability is gonna always be your bigger line item. It just is. Now, they have several cars that fall under them. So that's why we've built that up, but I don't know that we'll need to continue to build that up because frankly, by the time we have 65, we can just about replace 2 cars with that. unless they get in a wreck, it's covered. So I think eventually we're gonna be able to slow some of this roll. As we just pray that these claims slow down.
And you're suggesting that we fund that from our county council budget?
I think from that
So you're
reclassification,
gonna reduce your reclassification, so Joel will have to do an ordinance next year to reduce your reclassification to put it into
Could,
these funds.
could we or should we put a line item in our budget that says deductible funding or something
Well,
like
then you
that?
would have left all this in your budget.
well, we
Well,
could leave it in our, but we could create a new line item now, reduce the reclassification to 700 and add that 300,000
And
line
then do
item.
away with these funds.
And no, the fund, they would just go transfer into the funds in
No, you
January.
have to, because they're two separate funds, Joel has to do an ordinance to reduce yours to increase each one of these because they're two totally separate.
So are you saying this is a fund like the assessor's fund or the treasurer's fund?
It's a non-reverting fund that doesn't go
Okay.
away.
Yeah,
So, but it's
totally
It's
different from
not
county.
under anybody else's.
So can
Okay.
we just leave it in the reclassification then and move it in January?
Joel still have to do the ordinance to decrease.
will he have to do that
Well,
annually?
it have to be done in January. You can't do it this year because it's not there. So Joel will have to do an ordinance to decrease and increase, yes.
Annually, we'll need to do that.
So
basically.
that only leaves us 700,000 in the reclassification to figure out what we're gonna do
Okay.
with the rest of this.
Prior to this, no. Actually, the highway got zeroed out then.
Well,
Are
it
we
still
leaving the
has.
highway or
no, no,
zero in the
it still
highway?
has the money that we put in it from this year.
Okay,
So it still has the 55,000.
Yeah.
It has 55,000 from this year in auto and 50,000 in auto and
so we're,
5,000 in liability.
okay. Prior to this year,
Uh-huh.
was there ever any budget lines for auto? None. Okay.
But our deductibles
I
were,
know ours is
were
used now,
nothing.
yeah.
And so it used to be our deductibles were.
So would we just
50,000.
take it out, appropriate it when it
We just
happened?
appropriated out of our unclassified, so,
Okay.
you know. But
Didn't-
since we shifted to treat this more like our self-insurance on our health insurance,
Right, right.
to create these funds to pay for it.
So in 4 years, when we go back to standard coverages, standard deductibles, we'll repeal the ordinance and throw all the
Probably-
money back.
We could throw a line item in our budget for deductibles if we wanted to at that point. The council at that time could. Pray that that happens and we could just throw $100,000 line item in our budget and it would cover us. Instead of these
We've
hundreds.
had several discussions with the sheriff's department about driving and they're working on it. So,
I like it. So that really didn't impact our general fund. So is everybody okay with that? That's an
Yeah,
easy
yeah.
decision.
Okay.
All right, so salaries, I think are gonna be tough to try to handle. I mean, Debbie, if you,
So what exactly are you wanting?
so if we rolled everything back to 26. And then we see what the difference is, what's the delta? Because right now, without adding the Cume Bridge into the factor, we're $500,000, about what, $400,000 over budget? So, we need to see what the delta is, and then by the time we throw Cume Bridge in there, and then make a decision on how we move forward. So whether or not I think raises are in the realm. So that's what we need to do. But I think if we knew, because there's obviously, you said 300 and change. I'm sorry, I don't remember the exact number.
370s.
Okay, so let's round up 400-ish. If they
370.
budgeted 300-ish, then it wouldn't be that big of a delta. So let's see what the budgeted number is, and then we can get I think, a more accurate accounting,
And you're wanting every fund or just
county general for now.
just county?
Because that's what it's gonna impact first, and then we can make a decision before you take your time and do everybody else.
I might do the highway because I think
Yeah.
he really struggled to, get all the budget, get numbers in there.
His one's gonna be tough as it is now, because he's looking at, they're in the red with the number they
I
have.
texted Steve today to ask him who was doing, he had not heard back from him, he's doing their budget.
Yeah.
Steve is?
Okay.
Steve is?
Steve?
Yeah.
Russ, yeah.
No, Steve Dellinger.
I asked Steve Dellinger, who is going to do the highways budget tomorrow.
All right, so another one that I think it's less involved, but what's everybody's thoughts on Cume Bridge as far as how much we want to allot to that?
We're talking about a loan and a bond.
No,
No, not
No,
right
no, no.
now. No,
We're
I just
talking
want you
about-
guys to know, I just
Well-
got a text message that Molly that's over the region is telling everybody that Chad cut 4-H. There is no longer one in Henry County and everybody needs to start looking for
That
Henry
was,
County.
that was the phone call I just got. as
that's
well.
nice.
And
that is
I
not
said
at all
that
what
is
it
not
said.
even true.
Hell, we didn't even discuss that today.
No.
That's
That's
not
what,
even
that was the
discussed.
phone call I just got, and that's what I was telling them, that no, that's not it, but they're coming tomorrow to,
Good, I hope they show up.
Yeah.
You know, that's the, they can have a Purdue to explain how they increase their, well, Molly did tell me today that the state cut all their funding. That's why ours increased exponentially. That's why they're funding, that's why they're taking it from the counties, because their state is who cut.
That's
their
how
funding.
bad things happen.
The state is who cut their funding, and now they're just forcing the counties to pay for it, and that doesn't bode well.
Jay, did you say USDA was cutting the Fed
Like
to the
what?
state?
Yes, sir.
we've got this loan we're gonna talk about in possible bond,
Uh,
correct?
Sounds like he said the
Yes.
state was cutting it.
That funds could be used for our bridges and roads. Would that
The-
money in any way affect what we do with the Cume Bridge? 'Cause
No,
I know it's heading.
I mean, it could take on some of those projects.
That's my point.
The Cume Bridge is more to build for the future than to take care of the current projects. It will take care of some projects, but we had, how many million? I can't remember what that sheet was that Joe Copeland gave us. It
One of
was
them
Several.
was,
10
one of them was over
$10
10.
million
the other one
plus
was
million
right
dollars
under
in-
That-
Yeah.
You know,
But if you, hypothetically, this loan bond gets us money, makes us feel better about where our roads and bridges are going. This Cume Bridge, do we have to throw as much money into it? Well, your head moved in three directions there, Shannon.
Do we know anything about the bonds
I
yet?
understand what you're saying, yeah. Technically, would we have to put it, that rate as high as we would otherwise? I guess not. If we're gonna put it in the bond and we're gonna use the bond money to fund those projects,
That's my point. yeah.
then we may not need to increase it
Yeah.
as much. It needs to increase somehow, in my opinion, but what it increases to is another discussion.
Yeah, that's been my opinion for 6 years.
Yeah.
You know what I think?
I mean, it could impact. It could impact how things get spent. But as far as the fund itself and shoring that fund up for the future, not really. Because we couldn't borrow enough to do all the projects on the list to start with.
I agree. It's just that how much we want to throw in there if, based on tomorrow night's discussion.
Yeah.
In other words, should we talk about Cume Bridge on Friday?
Might be a good idea.
Or at least after the bond discussion, yeah,
Yeah.
which will be Friday.
That was my only point, Chad.
Thursday.
Thanks.
I have no idea what's in the bond discussions
You'll see.
That's tomorrow.
tomorrow. Yeah, it's tomorrow. Well, I think we need to raise Cume Bridge. The question all along is how much? And I think his question, Scott's question could enter into that.
Yeah, I agree.
What did you say to her at noon, Chad?
I'm sorry.
I said, what did your phone call tell her to?
Okay.
Was there a miscommunication?
Oh, no, there's no miscommunication. I'll put it out there for the whole world, tell you exactly what I told Molly on the phone. I said, we have to come up with an agreement to make sure that this county has the 4-H services it needs, that this county can afford. And taking a bill and shoving it down our throat and say, pay it or don't get it. I said, that's not the way to do this. And I said, so yeah, that's exactly what I said. I said, you know, this is a whole discussion that blew up on our Facebook council page, which I know many of you on, that we're not the only county that got these bills shoved down our throat. She is the one that told me that the state cut their funding. So they're basically just forcing the counties to make up the difference. I said, there's no way in the world that you operated at 60% under budget. No way. You've increased our bill from 58,000 to 140,000 and have not provided additional services. I said, we need to come up with a plan that we can ensure that this county continues 4-H, but is a way that we can afford to do it, because we're staring down, we have $1 million shortfall that we have to come up with. And I said, shoving a bill down our throats, forcing us to pay it is not the way to do it. Because that doesn't, you know, we have zero control. I said, they're a unicorn in our world. We have zero control over the way they spend money. They send us a bill. If we want to shop insurance, we have multiple insurance companies. We go shop. If the sheriff's department wants to buy a car, we can go to several different avenues to do that. Basically 4-H, the extension, not 4-H. Purdue Extension shows up and shoves a bill down our throat. When they all sat down here and met with us over a year ago, they told us
Wouldn't be
that they were
much.
starting this new pilot program. Does anybody in this room remember them saying a single thing about changing the rates?
No, I think it was asked.
They did
but
not say a single thing
It shouldn't have
about
much of
changing
an
the rates.
impact difference. Well, expect standing room only out here tomorrow. If that,
I would love to have all 4-H show up so they can hear exactly what Purdue did and the impact it has to the 4-H. And I think they need to be the ones to help push this narrative back up, that it's ridiculous that they expect this just because they're Purdue Extension. That is, and you know, that is an absolute a travesty that they would want to basically, in my opinion, I feel like they're trying to use the kids as a pawn, and that's ridiculous. That infuriates me, that they want to use these kids as a pawn to try to force us to pay a bill. That infuriates me, because that is not what we should do. These kids should have the 4-H they deserve. They've worked hard for it. We should support them in every way possible, but we also have a finite amount of money. I used my pie analogy with Molly. I said, you tell me which 2 employees in this county you want me to fire so we can pay a bill at 4-H, at Purdue Extension, because that's what they're asking. I said, that's the equivalent of what you're asking, is the equivalent of 2 full-time employees. So yes, now the whole world will have it out there on the interwebs, and that's exactly what my conversation was with Molly before we walked in. Because I think it's ridiculous that they try to use the kids as a pawn and negotiate from that angle. It infuriates me to no end, because there's no way they were operating that far under their budget. I mean, if they would have come in here with a 10% increase, I don't think a single person on this body would have thought twice about it. But coming in with 150% increase with providing nothing additional seems a bit ridiculous. And
Cities surrounding counties. I know a
Yes.
lot of people surround, I know a lot of them aren't wanting to do it. I just want.
Yeah, no, there are multiple counties I've talked to, peers across the state, and we have the Facebook. I know Kenan, you're on it. I don't know
I
if
am.
you've seen the comments, and Anton was the one that posted a big thing about it, because their bills have skyrocketed in several counties. And a lot of us counties are so impacted by this, the state is forcing these things on us, and we're limiting us. And it's not like we work in a company where we could build widgets and we can raise everything by a penny. We can't bring in more revenue. Everybody gets sick of my pie analogy, I know, but basically, if you want a bigger piece of pie, you have to tell me who goes hungry and doesn't get a piece that day, because that's what it is. We're shifting. That's what we're sitting here doing. And I'm writing these numbers and trying to keep track. We're shifting that pie around to try to make sure everybody gets the pie they need and we can still function as a county. But no, I think it's ridiculous that they try to force it on us and then try to use the kids as a pawn. And then for her to be spreading that kind of rumor, that absolutely infuriates me.
Molly has called everybody wanting them to get behind 4-H, so they're calling to have everybody come.
I encourage everyone to show up so they can get the full truth.
Only have so many seats.
Well,
seats.
They can all show up online.
82,
How much money is that?
well, 82 minus,
58.
Us,
a lot of
yeah.
money. We
I'm
don't have.
anxious to see Randolph County's hearings were today.
Yeah.
And it was a big topic on theirs. And they've been paying them for a while because they were pilot. So I'll be anxious to see because they were talking about not paying as much, so I don't know.
Rush County's was a couple weeks ago and their ask was additional 30,000 and they couldn't fund it. I think one of the maybe commissioners or council members said, well, we might be able to come up with some, but
Well, that was my back to both Molly and Becky. I said, if you came in at 65, I said, I think that's a number we could sell. She said, well, what services do you want to cut? I said, well, I want to do everything we can to keep the core 4-H services. And then I questioned some of these school programs that they're doing that we technically pay for, when SEA 1 clearly says we can't fund the schools. So is that the county funding the schools by them doing programs inside of the school? I don't know the answer to that. I don't know if that's been even considered. But I asked Molly that and she said, I don't know. I was like, well, I don't know either, but I know part of that SEA 1 is we don't have, none of the funding goes to the school corporations. So
No, we're paying them to do this.
So is that I don't know. I think it bears the question, but my response back to her was that I want to keep the core 4-H and all the values with it is what I want to do. So she said, well, you can't do that. You can't cherry
they're
pick.
going to regional educators.
You can't cherry pick. is
And,
what she
and
said.
I'll just say one of the selling points or talking points, whichever way you want to look at it in Rush County was, well, but you're going to have access to 20 educators. I don't know that that's good. I'm not in 4-H. I don't do 4-H. I don't know if 20 educators are good or not good, or regional is good or not good.
It's not
But-
necessarily for the kids, and there's a reason why Henry County years ago. It's not necessarily for the kids, their projects, there's financial things for them in this, and some of it is for the adults. We did it years ago, and there's a reason why we don't do it anymore. They took it away from here because there was no interest in it. They have like the Master Gardener program and stuff. We did all that. There was a reason why we did away with it, was because there was no interest. We didn't have anybody.
And that's what Rush County said was most of those other programs were adult. And look, I'm not saying,
Now,
I know we don't have $140,000. I don't want 4-H to go away. There's got to be a compromise somewhere.
that is exactly what I expressed to her. I said, we got to find a way to
Chase, what?
make this work. And you talked to Becky. I don't know if you've had a chance to, did you get a chance to talk to Becky and?
I had a chance to talk to Becky on the lunch break, and she is just asking what we thought and where the changes could come from within their budget. And those percentages that we looked at and talked at. The one thing that's in the Purdue Extension portion of it for adults that I do think is important within any community is the Safe Serve program that they instruct. That is, I guess I just have to be adamant that that program is also maintained. It's certification, for those of you that aren't aware, for those running any kind of food service building, that is mandatory and required. And that is one thing that Purdue Extension does instruct in our communities, whether it's here or in a surrounding county or whatever. That would have to be maintained.
In our vocational program, culinary arts, they're required to earn a Safe Serve certification, or they can't really do much out in the real world.
Well, I'm 100% echo what Bobby just said, is we need to figure out a way to make this work. Unfortunately, we don't have that amount of money without making some significant changes to our landscape. It's such a ridiculous increase in the rate. That seems so off the wall. And that's why I asked her, what did the federal government cut? No, this is the state actually cut their funding. So, but no, That was our conversation that I had, that I stepped in late because I was out there talking to her.
So
So
this-
I never once said I was doing away with 4-H. That's ridiculous.
Too, they have Molly here, they have Justin here, they have Becky here,
Mhm.
and then they have your educators here. They didn't have all these in between before. They have Justin.
They got a lot of layers of overhead.
So now you think about all these people that are up here that we didn't have before. Well, that's your price is what, that's
Yeah.
what we're paying for them.
Mm-hmm.
But what value do we get out of that?
Hmm.
And that was the, but basically, I told her, she said, you're a unicorn in our world because we have nobody else that we don't negotiate contracts with. When we sat down right here, just like we did with Jody and Bill a few minutes ago, we sat down, we worked out a, compromise and came up with a decision. We do that that's what we do in the budget sessions. If we need a contract, when Steve and the commissioners negotiated the contract with the city on the EMS, that's a negotiated contract. They don't just shove a bill down our face. We figure it out. I mean, this is an oddity in our world. We don't just get sent a bill and say, you got to pay it. And we don't get any control over what services they provide, how they provide it, who they provide it to. And the state statute backs us as a council that says we may pay for Purdue Extension. It does not say we shall. If you look in that folder that they gave you earlier, the statute's in there and it says may. It does not say shall.
Okay, just doing a quick Google search. Asking if Indiana cut Purdue Extension's core funding. They did not cut the core state funding for Purdue, but the organization is shifting to a new regional operational model that changes how local funding and staffing are managed. Purdue Extension is reorganizing from a traditional county by county setup into a statewide structure featuring 12 district regions while maintaining a local 4-H presence in each county. Because of the move to a regional model, individual counties are discussing and adjusting local contractual contributions to support staff and regional programming, which has led to budget reviews at the county commissioner level rather than state level funding cut. So I also put a call into Corey Criswell and asked him the question, did the state cut Purdue Extension's budget? And he's like, I'm pretty sure we didn't, but let me make a few phone calls.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
Jay,
can just tell you that.
I'm not saying that they did. I'm not saying they didn't. I'm not saying that Purdue Extension is not being forthcoming or truthful. I'm just,
And
yeah.
my understanding of the budget cut actually comes federally from the USDA, what they contribute to.
Oh, yeah. USDA comes through.
so it's the feds to the state and the state to the locals. When it starts with USDA.
But bottom line, I never said once that I wanted to cut 4-H. I said we need to find a way to make it survive, is what I said.
Not a problem.
Anybody that says differently, please send them to me. I'll be happy to explain that.
Just tell that to the 64 people that are standing room.
I will be happy to do so.
Because I have a feeling it'll be a room full.
That's good. I always love when people want to get involved because they need to understand the full process and understand.
The interesting thing is we haven't even started to consider their budget yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
But, and I'm all for, I've always been 100% for 4-H.
Mm-hmm.
But to give them this much money, when we're cutting $1 million and maybe next year have to lay people off, who knows, or 2 years. We can't do that.
Well, I remember when the lady from Extension or from Purdue was in here, was that Molly?
Molly.
And was talking about the reorganization and the question was asked, what's this going to require financially? And the indication I got was it shouldn't be significant. Well, 140% is pretty significant.
It does sound like what you said, Debbie, that
There's
they're
a-
asking for funding on all these different
Yeah,
layers.
these
they've added.
positions versus,
If the state
it's
hasn't
not
cut
the
their-
programming to the kids, it's the position.
I think we're paying the middlemen and the middle women that they've added.
And she
She's-
was here that day. She did lead you to believe if there was an
Mhm.
increase, it was gonna be. more.
Mm-hmm, she did.
I do not recall one bit about a $150,000+ increase, but
You know her? It's-
because that would have been a much bigger discussion back then.
Yes.
So All right, folks. And do we want to try to tackle anything else? Or are we calling it?
8:45.
I say we call it, I'm sure.
Shannon, last year you brought cookies and stuff.
Well, I knew he was bringing his own. I responded to the donuts. So I wouldn't go.
Yes.
I never turned down a donut.
Thank you for the donut.
I was gonna bring ice cream.
All right. All right. So I think we'll call it for tonight. We're scheduled for 9, but
8:45?
we have, what's our first schedule tomorrow? 9:15.
They are zooming in.
They're zooming. So I try to be here by 8:45 and we can go ahead and get started if that's possible. I know you said you have